Thank you, everybody, for coming to the College Football Betting with Aaron Torres YouTube channel. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead, click that subscribe button. It helps our channel grow. It helps our audience grow. I appreciate it more than you know, as we're talking college football on this channel year round. Appreciate your support. Click that subscribe button. Out of conference game. Very, did I say very? Interesting point spread as we get set for UCF. UCF fans get mad if you call them Central Florida. The UCF Knights going to the Swamp in Gainesville to play Billy Napier's Florida Gators. This is the wild part. UCF, off of a frustrating, if not outright embarrassing loss in a nationally televised game that everybody was watching, UCF goes to the Swamp as a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under in this game set at 61.5. Since Florida's coming off a bye, let's start with UCF. And listen, I mean, I don't need to tell you what happened when they played Colorado a few days ago, because transparently, everybody was watching that game. Love Colorado, hate Colorado, you'll watch Colorado. And so you go back to that game, what happened? Well, Colorado, it was close for about a half of a quarter. Colorado, they went score for score. And then Shedeur hits that big pass to Will Shepherd, and then it was just an avalanche going downhill. And we talked about the idea. I thought Colorado could keep it close. I did not pick them to win. I did like the over. But I just said, listen, I think they're going to be able to run the football against Colorado, and I think Colorado is going to be able to pass the football against them. And so that was the frustrating part if you're Gus Malzahn, is that Colorado had no problem passing the ball against you, putting the ball where, Shedeur putting the ball wherever he wanted. But what was a little bit disappointing was, listen, he still finished with overall 177 yards rushing. That's a great performance for a lot of teams. But when you came into that game, averaging 375 yards on the ground, Colorado holds you to 175. That's a credit to Colorado. That is frustrating for UCF, though. From the Florida perspective, listen, they were on a bye. Team needed it. Listen, I'm part of the problem. I'm in the media. I get it. We can't ignore the toxicity around that program, though, when they started 1-2. To their credit, they go to Mississippi State. Mississippi State, frankly, probably the worst team in the SEC this year. And oh, by the way, then their starting quarterback, Blake Shapen, gets hurt in that game. Florida rolls to a 45-28 win. Mississippi State actually piled on a TD pretty late in that game, so it wasn't even quite as close as that score would indicate. But I would also add this, is that I do think there is one thing that was a little bit concerning, especially as it pertains to this game, which is this. Mississippi State ran for 240 yards of rush offense, about 4.5 yards per carry. And so you're playing the worst team in the SEC. At times with the backup quarterback, you give up 240 yards. That's concerning. That's also scary going against the still number one ranked rush offense in college football. And it, frankly, is probably why you are a 2.5-point home underdog, okay? Now, I'll be transparent. I'm not betting this game. I have no official pick. I'll tell you my lean in a minute. But at the same time, I think it tells you everything you need to know about the state of Florida football. Just think about this from the Florida perspective. First of all, it's the Florida freaking Gators, okay? Anyone of any generation who loves college football, Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel. I mean, this is the place of legends, okay? And I bring it up because you're a 2.5-point underdog at home. Now, this is the important part. At home, off of a bye, okay? So you're well rested, as healthy as you're going to be for until the rest of the year. I know you get another bye before Georgia, not like that matters. But off of a bye, at home, and you're facing a team that got embarrassed on national television, okay? So listen, I'm not claiming to be an odds maker. I don't work for a casino. But we all know how this works, right? There is, they set the line to try to get action on both sides, but their perspective is UCF, I think UCF, I would have assumed after what I saw from UCF that they'd be like a 4, 5, 6-point underdog going on the road this weekend in a night game at the Swamp. Instead, Vegas says even after getting embarrassed, because remember, Bettors are just going to remember the last thing they saw. The last thing they saw was UCF get embarrassed. They're going to be like, that team stinks. I'm not saying you do, UCF fans. I'm just saying that's how people think when they're betting. And so that's what people think. And then next thing you know, you look up, they're a 2.5-point favorite at home. So bottom line, I am not betting this game. You could not pay me any amount of money to bet this game. Why? Because I don't love betting road underdogs. I just think it's really tough to win on the road in college football. But the alternative is I got to bet Billy Napier. Yeah, your boy Torres ain't doing that. Promise you that, okay? So why I bring it up is because this is a total stay away to me. If I had to lean one way, I would lean the over. And if I'm going to criticize Billy Napier, criticize, I should at least reference that passing game has been very good with Mertz and Lagway. Now, I don't love using both quarterbacks. I don't think that's the long-term answer. I keep joking. I feel like Billy Napier thinks he's an NFL coach in the preseason. At some point, you just got to pick a quarterback, okay, dude? I'm sorry. You can't go 12 games every couple series switching the quarterbacks. It never works. It never works, okay? But that rant is over. They have thrown the football well. And that UCF pass defense is bad, but really it's not even the pass defense. It is the pass rush, which is bad. 3 sacks total through 4 games. That's last in college football. The TFLs are way down as well. So that's why I can't bet the game either, is because I could see Florida putting up a bunch of points. So this one feels like a pass offense in Florida that absolutely can continue to make plays against a pass defense that can't stop anyone in UCF, can't even get to the quarterback. But then the alternative is I think UCF's going to be able to run the ball up and down the field against these Florida Gators. So I would take the over if I had to bet it, but I'm not betting this game, man, because it's Billy Napier. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but they could come out and lose, 27-7. Like, just never know. Total stay away. Lean a UCF win. By the way, let me wrap by saying this. I have enough friends in the Gator community. If Billy Napier loses this game, I don't think there is a more than 0% chance he is not the Florida Gators head coach Monday morning, as in, I think you could get fired if you lose this game. If you are the Florida Gators coach, it's no disrespect to UCF, but you lose to UCF at home in a make or break year to fall to 2-3 overall with the schedule that they still got. Ole Miss at home, Texas on the road, Georgia on a neutral, etc. It's bad. Win this game, Billy Napier. Win this freaking game. By the way, the alternative is true too. You win this game, there could be just a tiny little bit of optimism. Florida State is a train wreck. So you win this game, you get to 3-2. Florida State's a train wreck. That's 4-2. Ole Miss coming off a loss. Kentucky's at home, even though you've struggled with Kentucky quite a bit the last few years. I could go on and on. You lose this game, you're not making a bowl game. Billy Napier's probably not back next year. I think there's a chance he's cleaning out his office on Sunday. So win this game, Florida. Win this game. Stay away. Would lean over, but not betting it.